I'm George Boston Rhymes, and this is Boston G.B.R. on YouTube. And I'm standing in front of the Valdosta University Center, the Valdosta State University. And I just want to ask you a question. What do you know about a 98-year-old lady speaking at a public meeting called by Councilman Wright of the 1st District the other week? Or that a local pastor, John Manning, asked about our elected officials actually addressing and taking on the issues of the voters and the people that put them into office. What do you know about congressional aid worker for Sanford Bishop Michael F. Bryant case, wherein he had a gun pulled on him over in Quitman, Georgia? What is the outcome of that case? Do you know? Do you know how many jail deaths have taken place in the Valdosta-Lowndes County Jail from 1994 to 2009? And that we are leading the state in jail deaths. Do you know anything about that? Do you know how many jail deaths have occurred from 2009 to present? Do you know that 8 of these deaths allegedly were suicides? And why is it that few of us know anything about what happened to Samuel Baker that was tased in Brooks County? Whatever happened to that case? What happened at the last Valdosta City Council work session, wherein Mayor Gale mentioned and it was discussed about the AI report and about getting with Councilman Wright about trying to address the impediments in our community? Was that reported in your local newspaper, television station, on radio? And if it were not brought to you, and if you don't know anything about it, then ask yourself one important question. We have people from around the United States of America that attend Valdosta State University. We have 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people right out here at Moody Air Force Base. How can these people, Kendaloo Golf Course, Francis Lake, Wild Adventures Theme Park, how can the citizens here in South Georgia go to the polls in July to vote when they don't have the information? Information is not being disseminated here in this community for the people to make intelligent decisions based on facts. So what do we have? We have people going to the polls to vote, but they don't know what the heck they're voting for because we do not have the information that we need to make intelligent decisions. And if we do not have the information, in my most humble opinion, then many of us are left deaf, dumb, and blind to the times and unable to make intelligent decisions based on facts. Can you imagine a United States congressional staffer of Sanford Bishop office have a gun pulled on him? The case took 14 days. The incident went without you knowing about it for 14 days before it was ever published by the South Georgia news media. Oh, I brought it up on my blog because that's what I do. But isn't it strange that people, professors at VSU, all these pastors and bishops and imams in Islam and rabbis at the Jerusalem temple over here, how people are not concerned about being informed about what's going on in their community so they can make intelligent decisions? Another question. Was a man killed, died, or committed suicide on the south side Sunday night here in Valdosta? And if so, what did you read in your newspaper? What did you hear about on your television station about it? What did you hear about on your radio station? So why are we called a metropolitan city, yet all of this information is kept away from the people? Now that shouldn't, maybe that don't concern you. But many people out of the Air Force Base, Georgia, put their life on the line in foreign nations to protect and to obtain freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and a right Georgia, a metro city in the state of Georgia, we don't know how many jail deaths have occurred in a public facility in Lowndes County, Georgia, and in the state of Georgia, and in the United States of America. Why is it that our news media kings and power brokers cannot get that information and inform the general public in the land of the free and the home of the so-called brave? We will be addressing the issue because I served my country for over 20 years, seeking to protect the rights of others, only to watch my own rights in the United States of America go down, 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 and into the drain. Now I know because I have friends and professors at VSU. I went out to Moody Air Force Base a few weeks ago. And people are not happy by not having valid information disseminated to them from public meetings. It's kind of strange how the 1860 mentality, which was displayed on a charter in Valdosta City Hall in 2004, paragraph 100, section 11, that read, "The mayor and council shall pass all proper and necessary laws and ordinances for the control, suppress, and abate all nuisances arising from hogs, dogs, horses, or other animals straying at large in Valdosta." I consider that to be disgraceful as a veteran. The war in Iraq was going on then. And I only could imagine about our sons and daughters who were serving on foreign battlefields and other battlefields that we don't know nothing about, to return to City Hall and read that distasteful charter. So in early 2004, I requested that it be removed. In fact, I requested before 2004. But it was reluctantly removed. The mayor, the late mayor, John Freddie, and some other white councilmen didn't have a problem with it. They didn't see anything wrong with it. In fact, they wanted to keep it up. But the black councilmen eventually voted it out and they removed it to places yet unknown. But this should be strange in 2012. Looking back down the annals of history, we know that certain people in the United States of America have had to fight for everything that they got. The right to vote, the right to be a man, the right to be a woman, the right to maintain a family structure, the right to own land, the right to assemble in groups of more than 5. This is a historical fact. This is not a myth of anybody's reality. We have always had to fight for practically everything. But why is it that in 2012, we must face the same impediments that we faced in the 40s and 50s, and definitely much earlier? I want to keep this in my archival record for generations to come, because if the news are not reported, then generations to come after us, listen to me please, generations to follow us will have a complete distorted view of local, state, and world history if we don't have a news media to report the truth to our sons, our daughters who attend Valdosta State University. The people who are serving at Moody Air Force Base, the people that come here to go out to Kendaloo Golf Course, the people that come here to visit, spend dollars at Wild Adventures Theme Park, Francis Lake, Georgia Military College. All of these places, Wiregrass Technical College, all of these people will have a distorted view. And when they read in the newspaper thinking that they are getting the news, but I want you all to know that George Boston Rhymes, a retired military veteran that could have been killed in Vietnam, but God allowed me to live so I could return home, not to pick up the M16, but to pick up a little camera to let the people know that if we are not careful, we're going to lose this republic, because we are silent. We go to church, we go to mosque, we go to synagogue, we go to masjid, but we say nothing. We say absolutely nothing about the loss of human life and by how we are not getting the news. Yet so many of our ancestors, and I'm not talking about race, I'm talking from all nationalities, fought, bled, and died to make America strong for freedom, justice, and equality for all people, not just for a select few, as our local governments today are only appearing on conservative radio stations and ignoring the rest of us. And we the people sit down and act as if though we don't give a damn. All people, regardless of your political persuasion, religious denomination, rich or poor, etc., have a right to know. And our elected officials, for over 4 years now, there has been a major outcry to our elected officials in both the city and county to make their meetings public to all people on all radio stations, on all TV stations, but definitely not just to the conservatives alone. Not just to the liberals alone. Not just to the Green Party alone, but to all the citizens. And so I want to close this out by saying to you, wake up, my brothers and sisters, from the spell of the Leviathan. We come out here to let you see that the students going to Valdosta State University should have a news media that they can rely upon and know that they are giving them the truth. Here in Valdosta, a metro city, is it not strange that a little town like American Georgia has 5 to 6 newspapers and Valdosta only has 1 in the USA Today? Isn't that strange to you? And even what is most disgraceful today is the fact that our elected officials only give a prelude to city and county commissioners meetings on conservative radio stations, but don't give it to all the other radio stations. I have a problem with that. I've talked to professors at VSU who agree with me. People at Moody Air Force Base agree with me. And it's just amazing. It's even amazing how in 2012, Valdosta City Hall, under Mayor John Freddie, Councilman Wright, Councilman Yokes, Councilman White, Councilman Pate, Councilman Norton, Councilman Carroll, and Councilman Vickers cannot have at least one picture in City Hall representative of the black African American who built many of the older buildings downtown through slave labor. But not one building, not one major picture showing that the African Americans contributed anything to Valdosta in City Hall. And I'm going to continue to say it. I talked to Samantha, I talked to Larry Hanson, the city manager, I talked to Mayor John Freddie, as well as Mayor Gale, and I remain 100% sure that sooner or later somebody is going to move into Valdosta. Some new citizens are going to move into Valdosta. Or God is going to send some angels in here to say to our leaders, why does it take you so long to do what you know is right? Think about it. This is kvci.blogspot.com, keeping you informed because it's the best thing to do in times like these. Please join me also as you travel different places around town. Ask people about the word on the street, because I now have videos, over 30 of them, on the street that I'm spreading on my own because I know the people need to be informed. And those DVDs and CDs are called the Word on the Street. Don't walk your beat without a copy of Word on the Street. Until next time, we say to you, Valdosta State University, all the students need to be informed. Bye-bye. We're gone.